Hey guys, it's RunBuck with RunBuck on Games. Got another war recap for you. This time we're taking a look at a war against Jakarta. Had a few votes, nothing too exciting. It was clearly a mismatch when you look at the score, 85 to 56. So don't need to go into that too much. But there were a couple of attacks that might be worth taking a gander at. First one up on the vote list was my attack on 2. I haven't looked at any of these in the hurry up offense, but let's just do the usual. Hit it first with 4 speed, and then kind of maybe if it seems interesting, go back at slower pace and kind of take a deeper look. So it looks like I'm using my usual mix as of late, the Royals with the Golem, and then Miners off the edge with bowlers being used to make a cut. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I think there might be a better way to do this. This is risky in that as you make this move, wow, that's a big marker. But if you make that move around the corner, a lot of times your troops will get worn down. So it just so happened that I made it around. But the big thing that really makes it happen is the queen staying up for that extended period of time. In my view, I've found that when she stays up and I try to do that circling, okay, I really have to fix that. Oh, look. But anyway, she does that circling. If the queen is there helping, you tend to survive enough to come back and penetrate the mid with enough stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I don't look at that attack as saying like, "Wow, that's the best way." If you recall, here, let's look at the map, the overlay of the map, just for a second. If you recall, there's been other attacks where we used to come in with the healer giant and push around and weave back, and then push back with boulders. And why am I doing purple? Anybody annoyed by purple? I am. But anyway, so like the healer giant moving around, and then you would sweep in with the rest of the team coming this way. That used to be the way we used to hit this base with pretty good success rate. But now with the seeker mines potentially taking out this long movement of the healers, you could die off. It's pretty clear that people want to push into that. I haven't done that as much. And I've also seen a couple people that you tend to come this way more and try to work your way down with healer support. Some way or the other, you got to get the eagle down. But anybody got any comments on why that should be done better currently? Let me know. But I usually just slam what you saw there at it, and it usually works. I don't know. So take a look at 9 next. I believe that's a Town Hall 10 pier. Space 123. Yep. So he's one of our Town Hall 10s, one of the stronger ones in terms of attack troop strength. So at 4 times speed, what's he got going on? Looks like it's going to be Valk action coming in then with some hog movement to pair off some stuff. But it's been interesting that we're seeing a re-emergence of the healer after people are getting more comfortable with it. It seems that they're finding that most people are not gambling on a specific pathing that people attack the base from and like putting all the seekers in that spot. And so notice, like, even with that, this is a pretty long healer run. Look. Oh, okay, there it was, and died. But, I mean, what part of the base is left? 25%? So, I mean, it might be that, we assume, here, let's take a look at that, because it might be that when the healer nerf came out in terms of being hit by seekers, let me go ahead and replay this again, just to look at, well, shoot, we can't really look at that. Alright, let me look at let's look at a base of mine. Let's go to my village. If you guys want to attack my village, you can. See, so I could hit this base 1,000 times if I wanted. But what I'm looking at is I want to look at the typical width. So look at that. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So it's a radius of 5, detection 5. So even if you put that in a certain side of the base, right? What I'm trying to get at is usually they'll mine around air defenses, but look how you can potentially walk a base like this base here, the way it's set up. I forget what this one was. Was it down here? Yeah, it was down here. So, oh, really wants to be up there. Here, hey boy, hey, come on, get down there. But if you really wanted to set that base up, and it's not even, oh, got to take it back. It's not the red mines you're worried about. It's really these black mines. So wait, 1, 2, 3.5. So a radius of 7. That's pretty narrow. right? Your healers have got to move. When you look at the total space of the base, think of it as a tree. Well, let's see here. Is that a reasonable way to look at it? So you've got basically a 10 by 10 area covered with each mine. So there's 40 tiles squared. Anyway, not many. 1, 2, 3. So it'd be like if you line them all up, it would cover 25% of the base if I put them all in nice overlapping. So you have a good chance of, if you attack, when you lay out your plan, if you think about the healers only walking maybe that far, you have a good chance of only trigger one, because the healers will usually trail, right? So if you get to there, that means your queen got to about here. So you might trigger 2 in that setting. It would probably be unlucky if you triggered 2 at that walk. If you triggered 1, it'd be average. And so maybe what we need to start thinking about with healer walks is more, how far can I get odds-wise if the seeker mines are symmetrically deployed, which they typically will be, to actually be able to use the healers with some confidence. Good odds of it not unraveling on you. So, a little tangent there, but really more thinking for myself than anybody, so do with it what you will. The other attack that was thought to be pretty good was 13. No, how about 17? Was it 17? Oh wait, we're in the current war now. Sorry. You've got foreshadowing. That clan is going to make a run for the De Bear's most engineered clan. We're going to have to take a look. It's pretty crazy. But let's go back to Jakarta. Sorry. So 13. Chezchek. Zhek 1, Zhek 2. Here we go. Number 3. Ooh, he's doing Woo Boy's attack. Alright. Bring it on. Here we go. So 2 golems driving into core. Whole goal is 1, 2, CC, 3. Pretty good. And will they get this one? And they do. Wow, bonus round. So he'll end up with an extra hound left because of that. That extra AD going down probably was not planned. And there's the extra hound. But boy, just look at how well that played out. So as you look at Town Hall 9s, let's look at that base in terms of why did it... Because, I mean, he really rolled it. Let's take a look at why it got rolled. Couldn't we tell? Let's just gander at it for a minute. Okay, there it is. Exciting. So the queen's a little weak. So that's part of the help, right? Okay. Expos are up, so that's not helping. The CC was anti-air, so you can't really say that was, a gimme. So as you drive in, you can see how, I think he ended up, did he wall break in? Yeah, let's do the replay so I can see the units. No, yep, so he wall braked in. So he wall braked in and then just chewed his way through the rest with 5 wizards. Oh, and an EQ. I forgot the EQ. Duh. Okay, so he EQ'd this box right here. Wall break to here, chewed in through there. That gives him, so you can see 2 ADs for sure, and both Exvos probably. You're basically saying, the comfort level you got to get what the attack is. How far, if you play that, you got to play the first phase mix enough to know how far it can push in against a typical defense. Right, and then once you get that comfort level, then you can sit there and on a base say, I think I can penetrate to this level, and then my bowlers will throw a little longer, and it just so happened that they threw against this. Let's watch it now one more time. Just for funsies. Drop the EQ, will ya? Oh, I took it back. So that's, he makes the penetration of, so that the one wall breaker gets him even better. What a great EQ placement there. So that was better than what I drew. I was doing this to chew through the wall mode. Okay. So really at this point he's got a couple wizards in there with him though. So he's got the queen and the wizard shooting up. The bowler's clearing range. and the golems just totally saturate the Tesla farm. It was nice that they didn't hang up on this side. So one question would be how to make sure that your queen pulls through with the attack versus hanging, because that might not have gotten as deep and you wouldn't have gotten this and this. It would have tailed out earlier because it would have been hung up on some high DPS buildings. But for some reason it actually did not choose to target those. Let's look again. I'm going to go back because I think that's really the core of what really made that attack happen. One more gander at it here. Okay. Why? So what we do have is we have this natural gapping here. So if we penetrate on this side, you're going to tend to get that motion. Was that intentional? Might be a question. And we didn't really penetrate on that side. We look at the blowout opening. You know, well, let's see where he lays the wall breaker down. Okay, so he does, the wall breaker opening is here. So the troops are going to bias to this side. Okay. And then they swing to the whiz tower. King is in that position. The bowlers, you know what's really helping? The bowlers clearing. I got $10 says a bowlers clear this side first. I lied. Well, so much for that theory. But the king does. Okay. So the king under rage basically clears this so that when the queen is done, she came in on this side. She's looking around. She's shooting the CC. And now she decides to move forward for the whiz tower. So it was a very let's see, that's as I'm counting tiles now. She was about here. Yeah, I guess it was more luck of the draw, but he kind of he had better odds of it happening because of the fact that he was slanted to the side with that gap. The gap that was then cleared because the king went like this, bounced out and went around. If the bowler or the king clears that, the queen's looking more at this, she stays down, and that's who you want to stay down. You want her to stay away from the high DPS with the healer, with the wizards, so that she's in position to clear more of the light high DPS buildings. So that's really what made that go. But so when you look at your penetration point, look at how to not get your queen and or wizards hung up on, or the bowlers, because even the bowlers kind of drove straight with their throws. Notice nothing went down. How do you keep them off high DPS? Choose the pathing to keep them off the high, not DPS, high health unit buildings. It will really make a difference for the drive-through. And then last but not least, bonus round. Let's see here. 9, 12. We had a vote for 13. We had a vote for 17. Who was 13? Oh, wait. Vote for 13, 17. Well, I guess we'll do 17. We also had 12. Who was 12? Swoo. Oh, we got to do Swoo. Can't leave Swoo. Swoo is the bonus round. Here we go. Oh, and he's going to show us how to do a ring base. This is Swoo ring base. So he's going to create a cut, looks like, with his queen, which is, you know, when you look at the base layout, it is pretty open to that. The queen can penetrate and make the cut for anything, and then he comes in from the other side and the bowlers make the other cut. So actually, you know, when you look at the layout of the base, it's not a miracle, but he was patient. Notice how he gets all that done before he drives with the Valks into the core and then comes around the side. So while it seems simple watching it, because of the fact that the ring base was set up to be all exposed to both queen and bowler distance from the outside of the wall, so cuts were possible. The fact that he made the cuts wide enough to where when they were done, that when you draw a line, there's a draw point for the Valks to come through. That's the part that was the great part of that attack. Very well done, Swoo. Very well done. All right. Well, I think that does it for Jakarta. We went off on a tangent there, pondering why maybe we've over worried about the healer seeker mines. 25% now is a new number I'll be using in my head, that 25% of the map is covered, and usually you can make 50% of the map before hitting 2 mines. That's my new theory. We'll be testing that out, and we'll just go from there. Alright guys, good luck in your wars. We'll talk to you later.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like Wryhorn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.